guys, it's Channon Rose. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a story time. It's going to be like a collective story time of a bunch of stories that are very weird, supernatural, ghost-like, spooky, like scary shit. So I'm pretty sure you guys are going to like it because a lot of you guys have asked me to do this for a very long time. I just don't like talking about this kind of stuff because it really creeps me out, and it kind of just like, I don't know, I feel like when I talk about it, it like brings it around more, if that makes sense. I know this is gonna sound really weird, and I don't really know what other way to describe it. I know people are gonna think I'm crazy or, you know, I don't know. So hear me out and just like wait till I'm finished talking and explaining things before you like make a decision about this.
I see dead people.
I don't really like see them. I'm more like I can feel ghosts. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like I have like I'm really sensitive to like energies and just like things going on, even like in my own body, like the slightest little thing going on in my body, like I feel it and I can sense it. And I think that's like another reason like why my anxiety is so bad. But I'm gonna tell you guys some things about how like I've felt ghosts, seen ghosts, and also like supernatural things that have happened to me in the past and that I've experienced myself. Okay, so the first thing is the most recent thing. It is really creepy. I put up a vlog, like I actually vlogged it on my vlogging channel, and I titled it "This is Scary," and a lot of people were like, oh my god, this is so scary. A lot of people were like, this is not scary at all, but like you had to have been there. Okay, let me just explain what happened. It's freaking insane. I was in Iowa. I had flown to Iowa to go see one of my friends that has moved out there that just had a new baby, and I was visiting her and like hanging out with her family, and they right now rent out a really old house. Like it's like really old, and it's kind of creepy even during like broad daylight. Natty, if you're watching this, I'm sorry bitch, but your house is creepy. She's moving in like a few weeks anyways. She probably thinks it's creepy too. I even said like after all this happened, I'm like, is your house haunted? She's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me explain what happened. So it's late, all the kids have been put to sleep upstairs, and we are all downstairs in the living room watching Stranger Things. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this show. It's a really good show. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. But basically, we're watching this, like, it's kind of in like a scary part of the show, and like these lights in the show are like flickering on and off, right? And as soon as that happens, the lights in the house, like in this house that we're in Iowa, start flickering on and off. And like everybody like got really quiet, like what the fuck. And there was like an air conditioner on like right there, and it started making like really like weird noises, and like it almost sounded like it was shutting on and off, but it was like grrr, like this like growling noise coming from it. And I was like, oh hell to the no. We are staying in a hotel, and all of a sudden everything just goes out. It's like pitch black, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And it's storming. There's like a really bad thunderstorm or whatever. I just assume like, okay, so after a few seconds I realized that like the power went out because there's like a crazy storm happening. But just like the way that it happened, like right as it was happening on the show, like all of a sudden it started happening in our house, like kind of creeped all of us out. Maybe it was a coincidence, I don't know. But this is the thing, you guys, the whole time I was in that house I felt like it was like kind of creepy, but I didn't feel like it was haunted. Do you know what I mean? Like I never had like creepy weird feelings. Well, hold on, because I spoke too soon. As the power went out, I went upstairs. I wanted to get my vlogging camera because I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a good vlog. I'm gonna be able to vlog, but like the power went out, you know, because like when you're a vlogger, you're like, oh, something exciting happened today, so like it can entertain you guys. And so I went upstairs to get my vlogging camera, and I used my phone. Everyone was using their flashlights on their phone, so I'm using my phone flashlight, and I'm walking up the stairs. And like I said, this is a really old house, so now when the power's out, you like hear the creaks because like you can't really see much. The noises are more visible when it's like really dark. I don't know if that makes sense. Like people, you know, like people that are visually impaired, like they can hear really well and like sense things better than people like that have eyesight. I hope you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I go upstairs, I'm getting the vlogging camera, and as I'm walking by the bathroom, I get like this weird feeling. I'm just like, what the hell? Like that's weird. Like, I don't know, it was a weird feeling. And so while I was up there, I got my vlogging camera, I started vlogging. If you watch the vlog, I'll leave the link down below for my vlogging channel if you guys want to watch this. The title of the vlog is This Is Scary. So I walk up there, I get my vlogging camera, I'm vlogging, and before I go downstairs, I'm just getting this like really creepy feeling, and I know that the kids are sleeping, my friends' kids are sleeping in the room. So I just wanted to go check on them, make sure they're okay, and that they like haven't woken up or whatever. So I go over there, and they're still like fast asleep. So I go to shut the door, and it's just like super loud and creaky. It's like totally out of a scary movie. And so whatever, so then I go back down, and as I walk by the bathroom, it's like super cold, right? And it's really hot in Iowa. Like even though there's a storm going on, it's like really humid and hot and muggy outside. So I know that like there wasn't a window open or anything. It just was really cold, which was really odd because there's like no air conditioning, all the power was out. So I just got like that cold sensation. That's when I feel like there's like a presence or energy or something like in there, and I can feel it. So I kind of felt it, but I like wrote it off. I'm like, no, whatever, it's just a fucking weird cold spot in the house. So I just go back downstairs. So Trav and I went back upstairs. We got into the bed, and in the vlog you see this, we're watching Stranger Things in the bed. So we in the vlog, and as soon as we end the vlog and shut down the Stranger Things like TV show, because we were using like my hotspot for Wi-Fi because you know we had no power, so we're watching on my laptop. So as soon as we shut that out, we go to lay down, and as soon as I'm about to fall asleep, like I'm almost asleep, all of a sudden the air conditioning in our room makes that growling sound, right? And all of a sudden lights start flashing, and I'm like, whoo, and I like, no joke you guys, my little ass was like laying down and went whoo up real quick. It scared me, like really scared me, scared Travis too. And then we realized like, oh, the power just came back on. But it was just so weird, like the way that it happened. And then I end up going to sleep, whatever, and I have to wake up, and I wake up in the middle of the night at like 3 a.m. and I have to pee really bad, and I'm really scared to go in that bathroom because I felt like something weird in there, you know? So I go in there, and I turn the light on because the power is back on now. And I sit down on the toilet, and there's like windows in the bathroom, and I see like some shadowy thing go across the window, and I get like really cold again. I get like shivers and like goosebumps, and it like creeped me out so bad. And I like just knew, like I could feel it, like I knew that it was like some type of ghost or like energy or spirit. Unless you've experienced it before, like it's really hard to explain, but you just like know. You just feel it, and you know that is supernatural. That is not of this world, but I feel it. Okay, so that was just like one thing. If you've watched any of like my old haunted house videos, you would know that my old haunted house was like really fucking haunted. So haunted that we had like ghost hunters, or whatever the scientific term for that is, people that like do that kind of stuff, ghost research stuff, came to the house, like 30 of them, like a team of 30, and like we're like, yes, your house is very haunted. I have tons of stories. If you haven't seen those videos, they're on my channel, like in my story times under like haunted house. I have a bunch of stories about that. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check that out so that you can hear more in detail about like these scary like ghost stories and stuff. In particular, whenever I was in the shower, I always felt like someone was in the bathroom. Like I would open the shower curtain and look out because I could feel like somebody was in there, and I always thought it was like a roommate or my boyfriend at the time, and there was always nobody there. But I had such a strong feeling that like someone was in there, and that's like one of the things that I know that I could feel and like sense that there were like ghosts. Like, do you ever feel like there's somebody like watching you, or like there's someone in the room with you and you look and there's no one there, or you feel like you saw something and you look and there's nobody there? Like I feel like that's the feeling that a lot of us like write off, but I honestly believe that there's like some type of presence or energy or like supernatural thing going on. Okay, this is a really crazy one, and this is actually something that not just I experienced, but my mom did as well. So it first started when I was in the 6th grade. My grandmother passed away, and she told my mom that she was going to be reincarnated into a dove, and that she was going to come back, you know, as a dove. I didn't know this at the time. I wasn't even allowed to go to my grandma's funeral because I was like young, and they lived in Florida, and they didn't want to like, you know, fly me all the way to Florida and stuff. But at my 6th grade graduation, I went to a private Christian school, and we had our graduation in a chapel, and it was, you know, obviously indoors. And when I was like walking across the stage to get my like certificate diploma thing for graduating from the 6th grade, I noticed that there was a bird in the chapel that was like flying around, and I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, oh, that's weird, there's a bird in here. You know, like sometimes birds get in buildings, but it wasn't any bird, it was a dove, a white dove. And I just, again, didn't think anything of it. But like years later, my mom had told me this story of when I was graduating and how she thinks that my grandmother was there at my graduation because she saw this white dove. And I was like, oh my God, I saw that too. But I had no idea that it was my grandmother. I just thought there was a bird in the building that accidentally got in there. And my mom was like, no, like I saw it and I felt it, and I knew that that was her letting us know that she was there with us. And I was just like, I don't know, that kind of just like gave me goosebumps, and I was like, oh my God, like that's so special, but at the same time like kind of weird. Not weird, it's like it's more special than weird, but it's weird when you say it to somebody else, you know? And then the other thing is that on Mother's Day this year, actually, I was at my mom's house and we were sitting on the floor of her living room, and outside there's like a balcony that leads to outside with like chairs and like heating lamps and stuff. And we were sitting on the floor and we were going through old pictures and like looking back at old pictures and stuff on Mother's Day. And we were going through pictures, and we were looking at pictures of my grandmother when she was younger. And everybody always says I look so much like my grandmother. Like if you go on my Instagram, there's pictures I posted of her and people are like, oh my God, you look just like her. And so we were looking and we were just talking about like how much I look like my grandmother. And then all of a sudden, my mom was looking out the window and she kind of just stopped talking, and she was like, I think Mommy D is here. And Mommy D is what we called my grandmother. And I looked outside and there was a dove outside, like just hanging on the balcony, a white dove. And it just like, I don't know, it was Mother's Day. These like special events or like special occasions when like this white dove would appear, and we could just like sense and we know that like it's our grandmother. Okay, this is another one that's kind of creepy. So my Aunt Brenda passed away from lung cancer, and my mom and her were really close. We were all really close. We spent every Thanksgiving together, and my mom a while ago had bought these really cool candlesticks that were like crosses. I still have them. They're in my room, except for one of mine broke like in a weird haunted ghost story experience. I think I talked about it in like one of my old videos. Well, the same thing happened to my mom. My mom bought candlesticks, the same exact ones for me. She bought for herself. We thought they were like really cool. We love them so much. Well, my mom had these candlesticks up, and on my Aunt Brenda's birthday, a lot of my family does a dinner where they all get together and they like just remember her and celebrate her birthday, even though she's, you know, passed. And that night my mom had went and sat on her bed, and she has a dresser like in front of her bed with these candlesticks, and she was sitting on her bed for a little while, like a couple minutes, and she started feeling kind of like cold, you know, like that coldness. And all of a sudden one of the candlesticks, like the cross candlesticks, it didn't just fall over, like nothing hit it, the windows weren't open, like it wasn't like air conditioning or wind or anything. My mom specifically said like that candlestick flew across the room, hit the wall, and broke. She was joking because it's a cross candlestick and my Aunt Brenda's Jewish, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but my mom seems to think that it was like my Aunt Brenda like letting her know that she was there, like in a funny, scary way, I guess. So that was like another thing that had happened. Whenever I go to my mom's house, she lives in like an apartment complex building, and whenever I'm walking in the hallway, like right outside of her doorway, like in the hallway, I always feel very uneasy, and not like in a scary way. Like I don't feel scared or anything like that. It's more like I feel dizzy, I don't feel well, like I start to feel kind of nauseous and sick. I feel like my balance is off. I don't know, it's really weird, and I always feel that, like always feel that. And it's so uncomfortable and I hate it. I always just want to get straight into her house because I hate the way it feels like right outside her doorway. And I never really thought anything of it. I was just like, I don't know, it's just like a weird thing, I guess. And then one day we were all coming home, me, my mom, Jim, my mom's boyfriend, and my husband Travis, and we were all standing in the doorway. My mom was unlocking the door, and I'm like, I don't know what it is, but every time I stand in this hallway, like right in front of your door, I feel so uneasy, I get dizzy, I don't feel well. And everyone was like, oh my God, me too. And no one had ever said anything like that to each other. Like we never said anything, but I don't know what it was. It just like made me want to say that. And then I was like, no way. I'm like, you feel it too? And they're like, yeah, I feel it too. And I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if something happened in that area that like a long time ago, like something bad happened and someone passed away there or what. But like, it's definitely a feeling that not just I get, but everybody I know that is like ever been there feels like really uneasy. So that's like another like weird supernatural thing. Anytime that I go into my office closet, it is freezing cold in there. I'm not talking just like a little bit cold, I'm talking about like freezing cold. And I don't like being in my office closet. I feel like something dark is in there. And I don't like it, and it creeps me out, and I'm pretty sure that like either something not good lives in there or something bad happened in there. I don't want to know what happened in there because I still live here, but like definitely something not good is there. And then one time I had been filming, and this is actually in a video, I actually left it in there. I was wearing a necklace. I know for sure it was like clamped, and I had gone into the office, felt uneasy, gone straight into film the video, and I'm filming the video. It had nothing to do with like hauntings or supernatural or anything like that, or ghosts, nothing like that. And my necklace came off in the video, and it was really creepy, really freaked me out. So I don't know if there is like a ghost in this house. I don't want to say there is because I still live here, but I definitely feel like there's something here, but it's mainly in my office closet, and I don't go in there very often, only when I absolutely have to, and it's really creepy. Have you guys ever felt this? Am I alone? Has anybody else had experiences like this? Please let me know down in the comments below. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this and what your thoughts are. I hope that you guys liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already to become part of the Rose fam. And yeah, thanks so much for watching this video. I'm sending you guys all my love and all my positive energy, and I hope to see you in my next